In the dark forest lay a family of field mice, and though their life was treacherous, they found happiness in simple mirth. They lived in quiet destitution within the darkness, left alone by the greater beings as they were but nothing more than small morsels. And even though they lay in the dark, they still found comfort, for they had each other. They found joy in each other's company, and even in a place mired with death and shadows, there can be light in the laughter of those that you love. But such is the cycle of life. Happiness cannot last forever. The small family of field mice would be stricken with tragedy, as their mother would fall ill. They gave to her tonics and soups, everything that they could to make her better. But it was all for naught, for each day she drew closer to the ever-inching, creeping hand of death. It would be the oldest among them, foolish and brave, that would leave their hollow in the hopes of finding a cure. For in the whispers of the shadows there tell stories of an ancient being, one that lay at the very heart of the forest, one that was the very source of the murk that permeated this forest. It is said that this ancient one would grant those willing to sacrifice their greatest wish for their greatest desire. Unbeknownst to their own father, the eldest left their hollow, for his heart broke as he saw the despair spread across his father's face, as he heard the mewling cries of his younger brother and sister. And so he would brave the forest itself to seek its heart, to seek the darkness itself, to sacrifice his own wish for his greatest desire. And as the young field mice would traverse the forest, listening, watching, carefully moving, ever vigilant of all the dangers that were around, he pondered the riddle of the story he was told. For he must give up his wish for his desire. But is not what he wished for what he desires? As the young field mice would ponder this riddle, deeper and deeper into the dark forest he went. With each step forward he listened, until he could hear no more. The forest was silent. A chill would run down his spine as he moved forward, pushing through the brambles and the dark, blind to what was in front of them, unable to see what was behind them. The young field mouse had no choice but to continue to push forward, trudging through the murk and mire of what he could not see. He would fall face first into a depth of murk that he could not fathom. He panicked, he struggled, he did his best to stay above the depth of this disgusting, putrid muck as it continued to consume him slowly. Each frantic movement would cause him to sink further and further into the darkness, until it consumed him with nothing more than an unceremonious burp. And though he was enveloped by this putrid sludge, the field mouse was able to breathe. He opened his eyes, only to see red, glowing eyes staring back at him. A deep, dark voice would reverberate through the shadows as these piercing red eyes stared at him. And just what would a young field mouse be doing here, all alone, at the heart of the darkness? What do you seek? The young field mouse was so frightened he could not even utter a word, but instead, when he opened his mouth, nothing more than a pitiful squeak would emerge. A piteous laugh echoed in the sludge that surrounded the young field mouse. As fear continued to grip him, he mustered the most of his courage, and he finally spoke. I seek the heart of the forest. My mother is ill, and we haven't the means to cure her. Please help my mother. The young field mouse would plead to the voice, and the voice would respond. For that, I must have what you wish, so that you may have what you desire. Are you willing to give me what you wish for? The voice spoke, and the young field mouse would ponder the question. I do not understand the question. What I wish for and what I desire are one and the same. The field mouse spoke earnestly. Once more, the wicked laughter of the dark voice reverberated through the sludge itself. Oh, you confused child. What you desire is for your family to be happy again. But what you wish for is what you thought of the entire time you came here. You wish to live. You wish to survive all of the darkness. That's what brought you here. So once more I ask you, will you give me what you wish for what you desire? Without hesitation or without thought, the young field mouse said yes. And never again was that young field mouse ever heard from. And at the home of the field mouse family, you could hear the laughter of the young ones and of the father. And outside of their little hollow lay 2 gravestones.